Denson from Teacher Relief Live. This is called Teacher Talk. What we're doing now across the country, the teachers are at the house and the kids are at the house, and never do we give the time to have the teachers to have their own conversation and say how they feel. So me, knowing teachers all over the country, I'm bringing in teachers all the time, and we're going to do this series, and I hope that you guys enjoy it, but I know for a fact you need to hear what the teachers say. So I have a teacher, science teacher, Mrs. Ebony Parker.
If you call me Ebony.
You know I messed it up. I was gonna say Abby. Just Abby Parker.
Abby Parker is fine.
That's cool. So Abby, tell them where first of all, where you are and what do you teach?
I am in Brooklyn, New York, but I teach in Harlem.
Brooklyn.
Yes. I teach in Harlem and I teach 8th grade science.
8th grade science. How long you been a teacher? How long?
9 years.
9 years. So we said almost to a century.
A century or a decade? You need to go back to math class.
I don't know. You know me. Let me tell you this. I'm good at science, language arts, and Spanish. So I'm going to throw a word. Look, I never said that I was super smart.
Almost a decade.
I'm a creative. I'm not.
Gotcha.
So, let's say this. Let's get to it. First of all, thank you for what you do. Thank you for wanting to be a teacher. What made you be a teacher? What was the whole inspiration behind being a teacher?
I think the inspiration was something that I was good at. I actually wanted to be something else. I wanted to be a maxillofacial oral surgeon.
What?
And then I took organic chemistry.
Look, my wife is like, whoop, whoop. She like,
but then I took organic chemistry and it made me rethink my whole life. And then it took a whole lot of time. And I was a first generation college student. Okay. And while going to school, I also worked like 3-4 jobs. Right. And I was helping to provide for home. And It was very important for me to get into the workforce, get into my career as soon as possible, and not have more debt. So once I got to college, I started to learn about loans and realizing that like, that's money you got to pay back. This isn't free stuff. And I was working, one of my jobs, I was working at the tutoring center and I was really good at it. Like, I was like, I'm really good at this. And once I talked to my advisor and tried to figure out, hey, I have all of these science credits. I no longer want to follow this career path. What can I do? And I did the little assessment that they give you that tells you like what job you should have. And it's not surprising to me, but there was no clear indicator of what I should do. I was like one of those weird people that's like in the middle. I could literally have done anything. Okay. It's like I didn't have any high areas that were like, yep, you're definitely like an engineer. Right. So I decided, she was like, hey, you got a lot of science credits. Why not be a science teacher? And I was like, well, I am good at tutoring. And I changed my major. And then once I did my first semester of student teaching, I realized that I felt at home. So you've always been an 8th grade science teacher? Oh no, I taught in Korea. Wow. I taught science in Korea and English in Korea. I taught Korean? Huh? 안녕하세요. Oh, I know all the bad words. I don't know all the bad words. Oh no. Yeah, I learned all the bad words, but that's cool. I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah. My husband actually proposed to me, and that's what brought me back to America. Well, I came back for 30 days. We got married. And then he moved back to Korea with me, and we taught together and lived in Korea for a year and a half. Yeah. Cool. So, so when you got to the States, I taught 3rd grade. 3rd grade. Yeah. I taught 3rd grade for like 3 years. Mm-hmm. And then I taught 6th grade science. And now for the last 3 years, I've been 8th grade science. Last 2 years, I've been 8th grade. So this is where you think that is a good some longevity in 8th grade, or how does that work? I like middle school. So it doesn't matter to me if I am in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. Yeah. I really like the challenge that is middle school. Like a lot of people think middle school and they back away. I think middle schoolers are hilarious. And so I got a middle schooler here. They're jerks, man. They can be. Yeah, but I mean, like I have a sort of I have a lot of comebacks. Yeah. So like I have that, I can bounce back with you. So so you got a clap back. You have I got a clap back. I'm not gonna share these clapbacks because I'm trying to keep my job. But but I clap back, but it's all in good humor, and my kids love it, and I have great relationships with my families and my students. So I like middle school. It really doesn't matter to me.
That's cool. So I would say, so you gave me all the first day why you were a teacher, why you want to become a teacher. Let's fast forward to where we are now. Where are you at? Where's your energy at about what's going on now?
I just recovered. So.
Oh, wait a minute. You had COVID?
I had COVID.
Wow.
I had COVID. I was one of the first waves in around March 18th, 19th.
Wow.
So, I suspected I had it. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I suspected I had it, and we immediately, my husband is a germaphobe, so as soon as I started having like any little symptom, he moved out of the bedroom. I quarantined myself in the bedroom. I was still teaching from the bedroom because I was actually denied for a test. They told me, hey, I called the hotline because I have asthma.
Okay.
And originally in New York City, they had a hotline for like regular people and then people who were like, not priority, but like people who were at risk, higher risk. Yeah. So I called the line. I told them I was asthmatic. I told them I was a student. I told them I have a 50-minute commute from Brooklyn to Harlem every day. I'm on the A train, like I probably was exposed to something. And they were like, sorry, ma'am, the day that I called them, they literally like, we just got this email. Unfortunately, we can't write you the prescription to refer you for the test because the way it works is you had to get the prescription saying that you could get the test and then go get the test. You can't just pop, even though the media made me think of change.
You can walk in with a lung and be like, see, it's got COVID on it. And they would be like, we need to give you a script.
I need your prescription. Who recommended you? So they actually said, sorry, what you need to do is stay home. If you can breathe, if you watch your temperature, but if you are not having trouble breathing, just stay home, drink fluids. I wish you the best. Like the nurse lady was so sweet. She was like, ma'am, being at home is probably the best thing for you.
What kind of relief?
So what happened is, somebody died in my circle. So then, and I didn't get better, and somebody close to me died. So they were like,
I'm sorry to hear that, Ms. Park.
Thank you.
Like you got me.
It was traumatizing.
I'm trying to focus here. I was like, okay.
No, it was traumatizing, but somebody died, and I didn't get better. And by this time, I have chills. I have some unspeakable other things I won't say on camera. Yeah. But I was like, I was crawling to the bathroom at this point. And so we called back. Thank God my job actually has teledoc, which is like the virtual doc thing. And we sent pictures of my 103 temperature, 103.7 temperature because you can upload the photos to the teledoc. Right. And then I'm literally laying in bed and trying to have this teledoc interview with this doctor. And he's just like, ma'am, I'm going to write you a prescription to go get a test. Like, the doctor.
So after the test.
Then after the test, I still could breathe, barely, but I could breathe. And, like I live in Brooklyn, and unfortunately, if you've been watching the news, you see what Brooklyn hospitals are like. And because I could breathe, I couldn't take up a bed for someone who might need like to be on a ventilator or something.
Were you able to use did they tell you to use your albuterol or any of your
ventilators? And they gave me a different one, like I guess maybe like a stronger one, not like the regular.
See, I know, I'm asthmatic, but when this started, because I do comedy and entertainment, I'm always working on my immune system. So the change of pollen, weather, everything, even my son, we just cut our sugars. We drink Irish sea moss, black seed oil.
Yes.
We try, if you're 70% alkaline diet, really nothing's gonna stick. And
I was literally all I had. I actually fasted from solid foods, not involuntarily. But my husband literally made me Irish moss with black seed oil.
Yes.
And a few drops of oil of oregano every single day for my smoothie. And
is he my cousin? Are we related? Ask him.
I don't know. He's from New Orleans, but he lived in Atlanta for quite a while.
Okay. So that's all the good stuff.
That's all I had.
I'm happy, man. God bless, man. I'm glad
I only missed 3 days of teaching in the midst of all of this. So I was sequestered in my room for like 20 some days between being sick and being and recovering, because you have to be. The doctors were calling me and checking up on me and stuff.
Right.
But you have to, after I had I had to be symptom free for 7 days before I could interact back with my husband. So actually, he just moved back into the bedroom on Sunday.
Oh wow! So he just got a new bed moved in and ripped the carpet up.
Look, you should have seen, he stripped everything down.
I have OCD too. My wife is like, and the thing is, my wife does surgery. So when I say stuff, she looks at me. She's like, today, and I can tell you this right now because we tape it. She had a surprise for me, and the surprise for me was a can of Lysol. Like I was like, what?
That's love. That's love. My husband puts on a mask, gloves, just to go take the trash down because we live in a 6-family building.
Yes.
So he's got to touch the bar to go down the stairs. So he's putting on full protective gear just to go outside right to take the trash.
Tell him I ain't mad at him. Protect you, man. Protect you. So let me ask you this. What do you think that I know you said you did, it was 3 days you missed. What do you think now? Because everything is the talk is the rollout. How much tech, how much homeschooling, on the end of you being an 8th grade science teacher, and these kids are like, some of these kids now, they're looking at colleges, trying to get their GPAs up.
I was teaching a Regents course. So I teach living environment. So I teach an advanced group of 8th graders.
Oh, okay.
In addition to, so I teach general 8th grade science, and then I also teach living environment, which is sort of like 8th graders that are on a fast track. So they'll, once they sit for the Regents, if they pass, not if my 8th graders pass, when they pass, they then get that credit for the Regents. And just a few days ago, the Regents was finally canceled, just like a couple days ago.
Wow.
So these kids have sat through almost an entire year of a Regents course, and now they're going to have to take it all over again.
That's it. And that's what a lot of people were saying, like the reset, like Trey's 7th grade. So this is what's happening, I guess, the disconnect. How much of the disconnect are you having where kids are like, if like in Georgia, they're done for the year. So you tell a 7th grader you done for the year, and then you think he gonna do some assignments after spring break?
I actually think that actually brings up some of the inequities that are a part of our country, because business is normal in Harlem. At my particular school, my kids are online from 8:18 to 4 o'clock. Granted, they have an hour and a half or 2 hours break for their what would normally be their lunch and their electives, or like recess time, because they go outside.
Right.
But other than that, they're online. I mean, and I'm like, they're logged in at 8 o'clock, and it's not. I know that some people some people are done for the year. Some people have the option to like do some stuff online to get their grade up. Right. Some people are just putting the work online and then the kids submit it. No, I have to address, like I have to physically log into Zoom, like a secure Zoom with passwords and stuff, and teach my class for 50 minutes.
Wow.
I have to give I have to do an exit ticket. I have to do a classwork assignment, and I have to give a homework assignment at least once a week. And the kids, if I have to take attendance within the first 10 minutes. And then it goes into Infinite Campus, and everybody who's not logged in, if they're not sick, because we do have some kids, unfortunately, who are sick. Yeah. If they're not sick and we don't previously know that they're not going to be there, admin and like the administration are calling these people's homes. And I think parents are working from home or at work, but they're literally calling their parents to say, hey, little Johnny is not logged in. What's going on? Wow. So I actually have had
Georgia is like, okay, so the situation here in Georgia, and I'm in Cobb County, so Georgia is, he's on spring break this week. He'll get assignments starting Monday, but school is over in May. So when does school end in June? I mean, in New York.
End of June. School ends at the end of June for us, anyhow.
Wow. So you have no other breaks coming?
Well, spring break is gone because, that was taken away from New York teachers, from public school teachers, anyhow.
That's another
different conversation that I'm not talking about.
That don't even make sense.
I ain't said nothing. But but my school, we're trying to work something out to where we don't know yet. It's up in the air if we're going to get something, but we have tomorrow off. Right. So there's a 3-day weekend, but other than that, we're going strong. We don't know. I mean, we could have some sort of little spring break like later. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I guess we'll find out. I I hear talk of some, I don't know.
Let me ask you this. What is it that you're doing now that you can do now that you were never able to do at all? Like you're doing it, like you be like, you know what, today I'm gonna take 3 naps and I can use the bathroom whenever I want to. Like, what is
I think because I try to drink, I've been able to drink out of my hydro flask, and like it's I already taught today, and like it's empty because I was able
usually you don't drink the whole thing.
I don't drink the whole thing because it's like my schedule, the way my schedule is set up, and I'm like, I gotta pick and choose, and then there's 2 staff bathrooms in my whole school.
Oh wow.
So I'm like, you gotta pick and choose when you go, and you gotta know what other people's schedules are. So I can drink a lot of water. Also, I have not worn shoes in like 30 days. So and my school requires that you wear professional bottoms every day and that you have professional shoes on. I haven't worn professional bottoms.
Like this, look, I've been rocking slippers.
I look like I'm ready to go, like out on a date every day from the.
Well, I want to thank you for getting your hair wrapped up and your scarf and your whole.
You want to know? That's because if you look close, let me tell you something. This is how I taught. You see my real. I was up in here with my scarf on. It looked like, oh, Miss Parker got her head because I wear my head wraps often. But it's because my satin scarf is under there so that. I kept this on because I knew we had this interview.
Let's keep it real.
As soon as it's over, then I literally every day when I finish teaching, my last class is actually at 3:07. So the school day ends at 4, but my class ends at 3:07. So every day is 3. Huh?
So calls after this 3:07.
So at 3:07 now it's like I still have my office hours. So if a student needs help, parents, I have to do like parental contact. We actually have to contact parents, like if somebody's missing work, or just to have like, you're supposed to have, I think, 5 parent contacts per week. And every time you have a parent contact, you're supposed to like log it in the computer. So you have like
know everything. So if you see a parent, so if you're doing your class and then a parent walk by, like, who you talking to? And you be like, do you got to go and report that?
No, look, I don't know what the mandated reporter, but if you saw me the other day, you guys saw the tail end of that, but it was something like that going on in the background where I told the young lady, I think you might have saw that, where I've had lots of situations. Zoom has a mute button and a hide video. Right. And that's been the best thing because I've seen mamas with no bras on, no, and I'm like, ma'am, this is middle school. Like, I have to mute really quick.
Like you in my house.
Like no bra and like spaghetti strap shirts on. So it's not like a t-shirt where we can't tell. Like there's some interesting stuff happening. But I mean, people are in their house. So like, what am I going to say? How am I going to report you from your house like that?
I'm telling you, I heard stories of they had a meeting with the parents and one parent came in and she had a beer. And she was like, I was like, what? They was like,
parents have messaged me and say, you know what, I don't even drink, but I need me a drink. I said, well, ma'am, you want me Venmo you? I mean, what's up?
That's right. Yeah. So
you want me Cash App you? Cause sis, now you understand. Like you understand why I was calling you.
Hey, you be like, this is only one job.
I'm like, hold on, sis, this is only 2 weeks. We probably doing this for the rest of the year.
Hello, you might as well buckle in and get you some because it's going down. So
people are doing them. My parents are awesome. I love my parents. And I love that when I am having these Zoom conversations with them or meetings with them, that they are in their house. They're not putting on one lady. She said, I ain't going to put my hair on, Miss P. That's cool. I said, that's good, baby. You at home. Why would you
I would appreciate if you put your teeth in, though. I need you to
Well, my parents are young enough to wear, well, some of them, but my parents have their teeth, so we're good. But they're not putting hair on and doing different things. But some of my parents are like super professional, and these people are at work, so I try to do a lot of like sending them emails or trying to message them after 5 because these people still have to go to work. Like I have a lot of like very professional parents.
Yeah. My wife,
I'm not going to be calling you all day, ma'am. I understand that you have a job, and that comes from knowing your families and building a relationship with your families from the get-go. So I know that you work in a professional building and that you have to be in all these meetings. and you can't go wake up little Johnny to get on your class because you downstairs where the best internet is trying to do your job so that he has somewhere to live.
Right.
So it's
and that's
just
good. That's good teacher stuff. A lot of the teachers, like, when I do the wind down Wednesdays or the check-in, there's teachers that like on their Facebook or whatever, I always say, like, if I'm inviting somebody to something, like for me to do the interview with you, I'm putting together a demographic of teachers.
Right.
And I'm doing like special needs, gym teachers, everybody across the board, Black, white, Spanish, all across the board, so we can kind of get it. I really want people to understand for Black people and Black teachers, because Black teachers matter, exactly what we're going through in different communities as a people, because the disconnect is a lot different from
It is. We had to pass out laptops to almost all of our kids. So all of our laptop carts that were normally in our classrooms, in which we didn't even have enough for our classrooms. It was more like, okay, talk to the history teacher. Are you using a computer cart today, or can I get it because I want to do a virtual lab?
Right.
But we had to, the day before, that Friday before the governor shut down our school.
Friday the 13th, that took everything down.
Literally Friday the 13th. We had already had a mandatory Zoom PD. Mm-hmm. We had a Google training PD. And then we, I frantically, the last hour of school, they were like, oh, all the kids got to get a laptop. So they had like 5 teachers, like putting in serial numbers and getting computers and charging computers. And then I remember going in on that Monday, that school was closed. We had that one day off, and then we started digital teaching on that Tuesday.
Right.
And there was no break. That Monday, all the kids that didn't have a computer, parents came in, got the computers and chargers, and we gave out something like, I think my whole network gave out like 1,000 laptops, and we gave out like 145 hotspots. So even people who don't have internet. Wow. So I think what a huge important thing to know is that, like, all over the country, kids don't automatically have access to the internet. Yeah. So, I mean, and my school also gave out like 2 weeks worth of dry good food to families.
Right.
Because like, some families don't have food. And I think people don't understand that just because your community might not be impacted yet, or just because you only have a few cases here or there, 799 people died yesterday in New York City. So it's like, I saw that and number. My kid, I got an email this morning from a parent. I got an email from a parent.
Don't do this to me. We're both
I got an email from a parent this morning telling me that her baby had woke up with fever and chills, and he was the second family member, and that she still wanted me to email her the work. And I was like, I'm not sending you any work. I was like, he's exempt from everything until he gets better. Right. His assignment right now is to rest and to be safe. And I'm like, what do you need? What do you need? Like, you need to stay there and take care of him. What do you need? Right. So like, I think that it looks different. I think what this virus has done is it has brought to light the disparities and the inequities in the education system within our country. And it's very, very infuriating when I go online and I see people complaining, and I see people like thinking that parents just don't care and people just don't want to help their kids. And I'm like, you don't understand that, like, these people, some people were struggling before this thing came about. Right. Somebody out there just got hired and now they're laid off.
This coronavirus actually gave people more stuff and food that they were getting on a regular basis. What hit me is the places where there's kids' communication level, that level of communication is better at the school than it is at home. And they go home and no one talks to them. No one pays them no attention. No one gives them the love they deserve or they need. No one makes sure they eat. No one looks after them. No one's paying attention to that energy that they're not giving off. Parents and some people are so busy in the fight to survive that they never really ever dealt with the kid. The only time that kid got any time and love was with a teacher like yourself in the school. So that's what really hurts me, or abuse situations and stuff like that. That's why. I'm sorry, Abby. We gonna wrap this up.
No, you're okay. It's just that You're right. Like, I have so many messages from kids who are just like, I miss you. Like, I miss bothering you. I miss your snacks. I had this huge like snack drawer in my class, in my lab. And like my kids knew that like they could always come and get a snack, no questions asked. And so I used to complain. I'm like, guys, you're going through these. I'm not a parent. So I used to say, I feel like a parent. I know what they're saying when these kids run through these snacks because
they run through some food.
Every week I'm getting new Amazon orders shipped to the school of snacks because they're just running through these snacks. But like, I would kill for them to come and beg me for snacks right now.
I know what it is. I told when the teacher told me, she's like, I said, that one kid, she said, what's his name? She said, Taquan. Oh my God. He was never sick. It could be a winter storm. He would be at school. He had no coat, but he was there. And he was a horrible kid. He used to talk so much junk to me, sass mouth me. I'd say inappropriate stuff. But she said, "Ooh, I miss him, and I wish I could talk to him." And I'm gonna ask you this: what do, and you cover so much. What do people need to know? And I mean, I'm doing this so they keep the same energy. This is my thing. Don't talk all that in the beginning and all this is going on, and then it shifts. Teachers are back to school, and then y'all forgot how hard it was for everybody and the key people who were trying to get you through it when they had their own houses, when they were battling COVID themselves, were getting you and your kids through. What is it that you want people to understand about teachers that they don't understand?
I think that I would like for people to know that teachers are people too. And I think sometimes we have this sort of facade, if you will, or that people have this impression that like teachers are just teachers and we have no lives, we have no families, we have no other obligations, and that we are available to them at their beck and call. And some people are like, if they're messaging you on Sunday, it's like, well, you a teacher, you're supposed to respond to me. No, ma'am. Like, I love your kid, I love you, but I also love my family. And you know, I think that even my recovery was, delayed because when I should have still been out, I was like, I can't take more than 3 days because these kids. So I just like, I didn't have video for a week, but I was teaching from my bed, still trying to teach my lessons. And I think that we need to realize that.
I'm some soldiers, boy, because look.
See, but I'm not the only one. I'm just one of like millions. And I think that people need to know that teachers are people too. Yeah. We're not perfect, you know, and that we truly are trying to do our best, and that this is new for us as well. And even before the pandemic, that when we're asking you for these supplies or when we're asking for more money,
exactly,
we are literally providing for the enrichment and the nourishment of your children. I just saw a post a few minutes ago about a lady who was crying because she was like, all the books and all the games and all the art supplies and everything was gone off the Walmart shelves. And I'm like, yeah, you see how y'all had to buy all those things to entertain those kids and do stuff? Exactly. That's what we've been doing the whole time.
I've been doing this for years. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And so it's like, I just wish that we would get a little more respect.
It's coming.
If we could just have a little more respect and a little more. There's no profession in the world, not one, that you can have without having had a teacher to have to teach somebody.
I got a shirt. So my next rollout of shirts, it says teachers equal heart, teachers equal love. And in love and heart, it's a bunch of careers. Like,
name one. You can even an entrepreneur, because a lot of people like to say, oh, well, I'm an entrepreneur. Guess what? I don't know one entrepreneur that has not followed some like big time entrepreneur who got the tips or bought some little book for $9.99 on the internet to learn from somebody about how to be a good entrepreneur or how to market their products. So there's nothing that you can do that doesn't require a teacher. And I just wish that we would get a little more benefit of the doubt sometimes.
Yeah.
And realize that we want to learn from you because you're your son's first teacher. So if I'm his teacher, I want to get to know you and your wife because you guys know him better than I could ever know him.
Right.
You know how he best learns. So I want to collaborate with you. And I think that I just wish the world would know that, and I wish we would get a little more.
I get it. Abby, I know, because look, let me tell you something. My wife, she don't rock with teachers. You talk to me, you talk to her. Those are her babies first. So automatically, like, don't hand them back. But I was like, with a teacher, I let the teacher explain to me, just unpack it, what he's doing. It sounds familiar. It's exactly what he does at home. So let's work together to figure out how because I'm learning him too. As he turned 13, all of a sudden, he got his shirt off all the time. I don't know who this is.
That's normal.
I was like, dude, I don't know what he is. He always standing around me. Let's do
and doing this.
Yeah. Come on, dude. Yeah. He was like, yo, I'm going to be bigger than you. I'm like, I don't care how big you get. I was like, don't get
like my mama say, I brought you in this world and I take you out, huh?
My mother told me a long time. My father's an engineer at Smith & Wesson. She told me, she said, look, ain't nobody looking for you. She said, nobody's looking for you. And she said, your father your father make guns, right? I'm like, are you threatening me? She's like, we just don't play these games here. As much as you eat. So look, let me ask, let's do this real quick. 5 foods. What's your 5 favorite foods, Abby?
Ooh, pickles.
Fried or just regular?
Regular pickles. I got a 5-gallon bucket 2 days ago.
Okay.
I love pickles. I love pasta.
Drink juice?
Huh?
You drink
of course.
Okay.
Carolina. So I live in New York City, but I am from Red Springs, North Carolina. I am a country girl.
No kakalaki in the building.
Peas kind of country, okay?
Okay.
I would say pickles and olives. So I would count that as one. I like pasta, any kind of pasta. Like I love pasta.
Okay.
I love tacos.
Really? So you a Taco Tuesday person?
Oh, Taco Tuesday. Listen, Taco Tuesdays. I'm trying to get away from seafood, but I really, really, really love oysters.
I love seafood.
I love seafood. Listen, I'm trying my best.
You in New York too?
But I love a good seafood boil. I think that's one of the reasons I married my husband, because I got access to seafood. But that, and then finally, I would say, which doesn't really count as like a food you should probably be eating, and I haven't had it in months. But I really love blueberry cheesecake ice cream. But I'm saying no to dairy, so I haven't had it. That is food. I could eat the whole. When I ate dairy, I would eat an entire like pint of blueberry cheesecake ice cream. Like it's so
See, I'm lactose ignorant. See, this is what I do.
The best thing for me, I really miss it, so I'm still gonna keep it on my list. But I'm not doing dairy anymore. So
yeah, see, I'm lactose ignorant. Butter pecan.
I haven't replaced it with anything. It's still fond in my memory.
What kind though?
So this is the thing, and I can't get it here. So I'll eat Cold Stone. I'll go to Cold Stone and get it. But the best ice cream, there is from Kroger brand. They don't have it, but it's a Kroger brand, and it's called Maine Blueberry Cheesecake.
Oh yeah, you ain't gotta tell me. I know what you're talking about. I'm lactose ignorant. Now I'll eat ice cream, but I need to be near the house. That's it.
I'm not. It doesn't bother me, but I just can't do dairy because I'm trying to do this whole alkaline health.
Yeah, we're doing it with no low on the cheese, no mucus. If you got bladder wax, so you got your husband's an herbalist. Sounds like he knows his stuff.
I'm the herbalist, first of all, but yeah.
Okay. But bladder wax, Irish sea moss, y'all head in that direction. So let me say this to you. Hashtag pay teachers more money, teachers matter. Kids matter most, Black teachers matter. You matter. Thank you, Abby, for just doing it. Thank you for the fight that you fought. Thank you for doing all you do.
Thank you.
Tell them, Mr. Parker, thank you for holding you down.
Of course. He's been holding me down for 10 years. So.
Yes. Tell championship ring members make it to the finals every time. So I want to thank you.
June 8th makes 7 years of marriage, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm talking about Black love at its finest. Yeah. All right, so I thank y'all for doing it. Take care. You appreciate you.
Take care. Bye.
Live Teacher Talk. That was Abby Parker. Thank you for coming in. You guys take care. Have a good night.
Thank you.